Right. Well, good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday to all. And we speak traveling grace for those that are on their way back from the funeral from Cincinnati. I was on the road, Dr. Roz, this morning, got up and went straight to church. And so here we are. But I wanted to chime in on tonight. Really, we've had a lot of training and teaching on from myself, as well as Stephen Pierce, as well as just a lot of dialogue over the past couple of weeks. And I wanted to kind of get an assessment as to where everyone is regarding not only the 90-day massive action challenge, but with some of the information, Dr. Ross, that we've been sharing. I want to see if we are applying the information and the training, and then to identify areas of concern and or feedback. One of the things I believe about coaching is not just to talk to you, talk at you, teach and train every single week, but give an assessment and an opportunity for feedback, for questions that you may be having when you're in the field. And so that's kind of what I want to discuss, what I want to do tonight. And if there's any specific questions that you have, I want you to put them in the chat or just simply unmute your phone. And we want to have a dialogue because what I believe is that the question that you have is a question that about 5 other people have. And so I've learned that through the years that these questions are not necessarily new to you. Everyone shares some of the same thoughts and questions in their mind. It just may not ever be asked. So with that being said, I want to, first of all, assess some takeaways that you've had over the past, I would say, couple of weeks in the trainings that we've been doing. And then secondly, if there's any questions that you have, I want to go ahead and dive into it. Last Sunday that we did this, we wound up being on the call till about 7:30. So it was about a 90-minute call, and most of it was after I did my little Easter speech. The rest of it was questions and answers. And so I want to make certain that we open up an opportunity for that tonight. So who wants to kick us off? Any questions and or takeaways from the previous times that we've come together?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Unfortunately, I missed your presentation again on Wednesday, but I do have a question relative to a prospect. Once you have talked to the prospect, you've sent the videos and you've gotten back with the prospect and they are not interested in the business, how do you lead into getting them to try the products?
So the question that I would ask is this: what, once you send out the videos and when you follow up, you ask a question, and the question is, what do you like the most about what you saw?
Right.
And that answer helps to determine which direction, because we believe that every prospect becomes one of 3 things. And there is a fourth, but we don't acknowledge it too much. The prospect either becomes a business builder, B, a customer, C, a referral, where they refer you to someone else. So when you talk to the individual and they said they were not interested in the business, was there any conversation around them becoming a customer?
No.
Okay. When you followed up with that customer and you asked what did they like about the videos the most, what was the response?
Well, actually, Dan, I have not really been able to reach my customers because what I'm experiencing is that oftentimes after they see the videos, I can't reach them. So I'm just speaking in terms of how I should move forward in the future.
Got it. So you're sending the videos out, and after you send the videos out, they become non-responsive.
That's right.
Okay, let me ask this. Prior to sending the video out, what is the conversation like?
Well, the conversation is that I approach them and I talk about the business that I'm involved in, and I discuss with them would they be willing to take a look at this video that might help improve their overall health, because many of the people that I relate with are older people, and they do have issues. And they'll say, okay, but I think the mistake that I've been making is not getting a commitment as to when I should get back with them.
I was getting ready to say a couple of things. Number one, you already said it. I forgot who was it. I believe it was my Crystal Diamond in the Making Robinson that always says, schedule the follow-up.
Right.
Schedule the follow-up. So when you send them these videos, you're not just sending them, you're asking them, can I send you these videos? And when is a good time to follow back up? Because a lot of times if they make a commitment to the follow-up, they will follow up with you. That's number one. The other thing is to really try to get the recordings to some of these calls, because part of it is we don't want to just sell them anything. We want to sell them something that they want based on the conversation that we're having with them about them. And so you want to pre-qualify them prior to trying to sell them anything. And you pre-qualify them in the conversation process of getting to know them, asking them questions about their pains, their fears, and desires. If you pull the last 3 trainings that we've done over the past few weeks, I'm certain that will give you some more insight as to how you could approach them in the beginning and then how to follow up at the end. But you definitely want to assure that you schedule the follow-up. That's very, very important.
So where are those trainings found?
They are either on our Massive Action 90-day Facebook group, and if not, send a email, which I believe they are though, but send an email, and what we'll do is make certain we get that to you, because we do have them.
Okay.
I was going to ask the same question because I'm unable to be on the Wednesday evening calls as well, and I've missed those. So I would like to, and I've been looking for them on the Massive Action page, and I have not found them. So
I haven't either.
Okay, I will make certain that we get those recordings posted. I am taking out a message right now.
Yeah, I'll help you make that happen.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
No problem.
So are you saying you're going to put that in the chat, that information?
No, it'll be on the Massive Action page. The links
on the page. Okay. Thank you.
Page. Thank you, Dr. Ross. All right. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other feedback from, has anyone been working? We talked about agreeing, the power of agreement. Remember, we had the exercise of agreeing with everyone for 24 hours. Have anyone been working that and finding that to be helpful? Anyone been working the relationship selling, consultative selling? Let's give me some feedback and or ask some questions.
Beatrice,
Oh,
I just saw Beatrice Foster said yes, so.
Okay, I thought I was.
Yeah, this is Alicia Toppin. I actually have a question on how to deal with the prospect so we've had our conversations. They do have medical issues. They are interested. They watch the videos and they say they're gonna, they want to be a customer, but then nothing happens. And so I've had, more conversations with them, but not necessarily saying, well, when are you gonna go on and buy something? So
you never,
how do you handle that particular situation?
let me ask, it sounds like you said you've had more conversation, but you never had the conversation about them actually going to the website, correct?
Well, they say they were going to go to the website, but they haven't done anything yet.
Okay. A lot of times what I do in the very beginning, I actually help them place their first order. So what that means for me is if I'm talking to them and they're saying, hey, yes, I'm definitely would like to try the product. I want to be a customer. One of the things that I would do is say, you know what? I can help get you set up right now as a customer. And I believe, and if we have any promotions that's going on, then I let them know. And matter of fact, the very product, because now if I'm going to set them up as a customer, I already know what product is going to be best for them because I've been doing relationship selling. I've been consultative selling. So let's say if it's pain, they've been dealing with a lot of pain. Then what I'm going to do is say, hey, I want to help you go ahead and get set up so we could get your first order of pain cream to you so that we could help you stop the pain. And then I'll just go ahead and just start taking the order. I'll get the verbal commitment and then I'll go right to the site and start taking the order. And I'll just, and until they tell me, no, I'm not ready. Now, there's been times, Coach Dan, to tell you the truth, there's been times where I got to the computer, I got their name, I got all their information, and then right when it was time to pay, they say they're not ready. Well, that means I got to go back and do some work. But more times than not, when I have a customer that desire to be that say to me they want to be a customer, and I enroll them myself while I have them on the phone, it has been helpful.
Okay. I'll try that.
Yep. And then the other thing you can do if they're really interested is as promotions happen and different things of that nature, y'all hear me talk about dripping. You just keep dripping on them. Shoot them out. Hey, I know that you want it, and you put it back on them, not on you. Hey, I know that you had expressed interest in the pain cream. Just want you to know there's a 25% discount code or discount rate that is happening for this week only. You see what I'm saying? And then let them get back to you. Hey, I know you said that you was dealing with some anxiety. We have this wonderful new gummy that has just come in. It just came off flight 50. It's called Delta 8, and send that to them. I'd love to get you some. And if it's people that you can actually get to, then get to them and potentially give them a sample. Samples have worked for me also.
Okay.
If you're in pain, let me put a little rubber lotus on you. And then sit there and talk stuff for about 5 minutes and they'll realize they're no longer in pain and they're going to buy the bottle. I said, I brought this one for you. You're the only one that used it. And
Okay.
I'm telling you, that's what I do. Let's see, we have in the chat, it looked like something. Vinny and I used the let the customer tell you what they need you to sell them approach on her 3-way call the other day. Oh, great. That's good. All right, any other questions? And we won't be long tonight, but I definitely want to answer and fill whatever questions we have.
Okay, Dan, this is Naina again. I have another question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now I have had a couple of customers who took issue with the fact that we were asking for certain information when we complete their registration. And I want to know, what should we tell them is the rationale behind why we're asking for certain information from them?
Well,
wait, just let me say this. Now, in a case like that, I will go ahead and take their money, place the order, and use my credit card. But if it's a larger order, that means I'm incurring the international fees. So I want to figure out how I can get past that.
So they went on the site and they took the issue from some of the questions being asked.
Right.
Like what, for example?
Oh, why do you need my father's name? Well, that was one of the main ones because he stopped me at that. And I guess he just said, they're just asking for too much information. And I tried to say that what kind of needs to know who they're dealing with, that you're the right age and that type of thing. But I wanted to, make sure that I'm being very specific with them.
Okay. One of the things that you could say, which is the truth, is that to protect you as our customer and to protect your information, there are certain security questions that are asked that only you will be able to answer. And so we want to make certain that your information is never compromised. So there's extra layers of security that is put in place to protect you.
Mhm. Okay, that sounds good.
And it's the truth. And then someone else said, you could use the what is your favorite color, opposed to asking about, your parents' name. But again, it's just letting them know that it's for your security and to protect the account. And like Alicia stated, the favorite color question could work as well.
Okay.
Okay,
All right. That's helpful.
no problem. Next question.
Coach Dan,
Yes, sir.
I found that people don't want to give their credit card numbers, that information.
Now, I found that sometime when I am enrolling a first-time customer on my own, and then I'll ask them for the credit card and they may not want to give it to me, which is perfect for me because then I just walk them through going on doing it themselves and then putting the credit card. So if they don't want to give you their credit card number, that's understandable. Just have them walk them through doing it themselves.
That's what they don't want to give the number to the company. They don't want to give their credit card
Depending
number.
on where they are, just like Nina just stated, depending on where they are, you could either purchase it yourself and have it sent to them and they give you the money, or B, you could connect with them directly.
Yeah, well, that's what I've had to do.
Yeah.
And at that point, just for my clients, I don't know about yours, but if I had to spend the time and the gas to get to them directly, there's a little surcharge. But don't tell nobody I told y'all. It's a benefit to ordering online for convenience, and it saves them time and money.
Yes.
That's another way you can position it. And just again, reiterate the security. And
Coach Dan, repeat that, your voice dropped.
I was saying just reiterate the security portion of it. If they use the credit card, again, let them know that we have layers of security to protect their identity and keep them from fraud. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Pastor Dan, this is Cheryl. I have a question. I don't know if you were there when Melissa shared the information of how to change things on that on those books. She said that the information would be available. Where is that information available? Is that under Success Academy, that information that she was talking about?
I may not have been there. I do know that there was one session we had where individuals said they had not received it or received information, and they took down the info and they were supposed to be sending that out. As it pertains to changing it, I may not have been on that call, so I'm privy to the technical aspects of the playbook.
Coach Dan?
Yes, you know the answer, Dr. Ross?
Yes, I'll help with that again. That it was supposed to be already out there, but of course, we all know that, you know, Melissa had been traveling. And so I'm sure that was what caused that delay, because that was right at the time they were getting ready to leave and go to Cincinnati when it was actually supposed to be posted. But again, I can still make that happen. I'll get that on there. So all of these links you're needing, look for them tomorrow.
Okay, it was the recording that showed how she went through each one and changed.
How you change the link on the hemp book. I got you.
That's what I needed.
Yes,
And-
ma'am.
And also the recording of the doctors while you on there, while I got you up there, I was needing that. I had a prospect that I had sent that I was talking to on Facebook, and I sent him the videos. He immediately said he wasn't interested. And I guess after he watched the one about the doctor, about the little girl, then he said he was interested and he wanted more information on the company. They never want to go to the calls that we direct them to. So I immediately sent him to a three-way. And then the three-way didn't work out because she said that he had to go back and go to the call. So I don't know how to, I'm just frustrated at this point because it takes so long to get somebody. Then when you get somebody, you do the right stuff. And then the people they don't want to go where you try to send them, where you tell us to send them. And it's very frustrating to me.
Well, I can understand how that would make you feel frustrated. And I think it's part of the process, to be honest, Cheryl. And I think it's important to know that this is a numbers game.
Okay.
It is the game of numbers. And so the more times you do this, the easier to become, which is why I coach and train. The goal is to go after 100 no's.
Okay.
Go after 100 no's, you'll fool around and stumble on quite a few yeses.
Okay.
And here's the other piece to that. Sometimes I think we got to know when to take the close. Sometimes I think we got to know when to go ahead and close them, because sometimes people are ready to close and they're ready to close, but we talk too much because we're still going through the steps. If I'm at step B and they've already showed me interest and they're saying, where do I sign up? They're going to learn step C and D later.
Oh, he didn't say that. He didn't say, where do I sign up?
No, I get it, but I'm just giving perspective. So for example, I don't know what the conversation was.
Okay.
On the three-way. I don't know where the dialogue went, but it sounds like he wanted information right there.
Right.
On the spot. He sound like he began to sell himself. What do I mean by that? One video he watched and he immediately was not interested. He watched another video and he became interested. And so then he agreed to a three-way call. Once he agreed to the three-way call, prior to agreeing to the three-way call, it sounds like you directed him to another type of call.
I directed him to the other, like the other Zoom, one of the Zoom calls.
Perfect.
Where,
and he wasn't interested in going on that. But
right.
What he was interested in doing was hearing more about the company.
Right.
So I'll give you an example. She had a death in the family right as we were getting ready to go through the process, but I had someone that refused to get on the corporate Zoom call.
Okay.
But what she said was, I'll bring all of my people, I'll bring about 4 or 5 people on the call, and I just want you to talk to us. They didn't want me to do an official presentation. They didn't want any of the fluff. They wanted me to have a conversation with them about Wakanda and about what we do. You're going to find that some people don't want to go through the process, but they want to get it, but they're interested in the business. So this is why, again, this relationship selling, this consultative selling, this social selling this conversational selling that we've been talking about is so important, so that you'll know when it comes. So for example, with this gentleman, if I'm doing that 3-way call with him, I'm assessing now, what was it about the video he saw that caused him to want to do this 3-way? I have to constantly get him now, Cheryl, to selling himself. He's not the guy that want to be sold, which most people don't. But now I have to lead the conversation based on his actions and his communication to get me to the close. And the first chance I get to take that close, I'm gonna take it. Make sense?
Yeah, but that's on the 3-way.
Right. That would have happened on the 3-way.
Okay.
Coach Dan, and can I add something to that? Cheryl, the other thing is when a person calls me to do a 3-way, I have a dialogue with them first. I want to know what kind of conversation they've had with that person before I get on that 3-way with them. So had your 3-way person, your upline, they needed to know the conversation you had with him, what he said, what he wanted, what he had already seen. I mean, the real specifics. Sometimes we kind of generalize it and we're not specific enough. So they would have known not to go through Zoom part, sending them to another Zoom.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
you got to be specific with your upline when you're telling them about the 3-way.
All right. Thank you.
Coach Dan,
Yes,
hi, this is Terry. How are you?
I'm empowered. How are you?
Same way. I've got a team member that said they're trying to get on and they locked out. Are you all, I said, I don't know. They asked me, how can they get in? So I'm asking the question.
No problem. I don't see anyone that is trying to get in there.
Claudette, her name is Claudette.
You see anything, Dr. Ross?
No, she shouldn't be locked out.
Yes?
Okay, I'll let her know that to try it again. Maybe something going on with her phone.
Yeah, just a couple of times we've had problems, but just tell her to try it again.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Any other questions?
Excuse me, Minister Dan, they may want to make sure that they have the new number also, because the number did change. So she may want to make sure they have the new number.
And that's on the Facebook group as well.
Right.
All right. Miss Gigi eating good.
I have a question that I think Dr. Rouse may be able to help me with. I had tried to get on the link for Mr. Pierce, and my browser would not open that. So I'm just wondering, do I need to look for enough? Because I tried several times and it would not open. So it didn't even appear to be a hyperlink. So should I try another browser, or what do you suggest?
Don't worry about it. Just check. Just start checking next week because I'm gonna put a YouTube link on there, and you'll be able to open it.
Okay, good.
Benjamin Davis asks, who are we marketing to? What mindset are we seeking? Are we marketing to the right age group and people type? So who are we marketing to? So number one, and I'm gonna just answer this in a general sense, right? We're in the health and wellness industry. So we're marketing our product to people that is interested in health and wellness. We're marketing our product and company to people that is interested in this growing cannabis and CBD industry. We are marketing and then when you think about Wakana, we represent about 7 different industries overall. And so in the health and wellness spectrum, whether it's hair care, whether it's weight loss, so we have those different industries that we're representing. Are we marketing to the right age group and people type? So when you deal with the age group, of course, we are marketing to those that are 18 in some cases and 21 and older in others. And we are marketing to, when you say the right people type, that's people that are in pain, people that are dealing with anxiety, people that are dealing with some type of sickness or illness, people that are broke, people that are looking to make money, people. So that's who we are. But we don't know if they're the right person for Wakana until we have a conversation with them. And so we have to have the conversation, and the conversation will help us to determine whether or not this person that I'm talking to is the right person or not. As it pertains to the marketing strategy behind the hemp playbook, that particular marketing strategy really creates leads where people are now coming to us. So from that perspective, we're not pursuing them, they are pursuing us, and it's incumbent upon, they're showing interest in us, and it is incumbent upon us to be able to lead them to the promised land, which is for us in our company is Wakana land. And so that is how this really goes. I never approach in any business or sales strategy, I never come in with a package. I'm never selling a package. I'm never selling a cookie cutter template. The sale is always based on what they are telling me. People will tell you how to close them. People will tell you how to sell them. If you're having a conversation with people, if you show empathy to people, if there is transparency to people. And from that perspective, it will lead you to either A, this person is going to be a customer, B, they're going to be a business builder, or C, maybe perhaps we could get a referral. Those are the three I'm looking for. D, them doing nothing at all is for me, I don't want that to be an option. I want them to be a customer. I want them to be a business builder, and or I want them to refer me to somebody that they know that need to earn extra income, or somebody that they know that need to be healthier. No problem. Come on, y'all. We got a little bit more time. Let's go. Any more questions? I like the questions that's about dealing with how to close. The questions is dealing with the process that you're going through during massive action. Any other questions or comments or takeaways? All right.
This is Benjamin.
Hey, sir.
Thank you for asking that question. I did take the 90-day massive action sheet, and for me personally, I actually took it into a 4x6 card and developed a card system with the massive action. And reason why I did.
Benjamin, you got muted.
Oh, sorry. I took the cards. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me go back. I took the 90 day and I took it into a 4x6 card and developed the information, but I could manipulate what I want to do per day, and sometimes what points do I want to achieve. For me, I could focus on this card that day. I could focus on this card. So that's what I did with the 90 day.
Got it. So let me ask you a question. Are you sprinting yet?
No, I am not sprinting. I'm walking.
You say you're walking.
You said,
And
am I
so-
sprinting?
Right. I asked you, were you sprinting on your worksheet yet? So on the worksheet, it starts off with a walk, moves to a
Yes.
jog. So approximately, if you don't mind sharing, how many points per week are you getting on your worksheet?
I haven't, I'm still in the development mode. And crafting it. My goal is, I haven't crafted yet.
Okay. And that's one of the things that for everyone, I want you to do is pay attention to your activity. Track your activity and watch your results. And so do I have any sprinters for this 90-day massive action? Do I have any sprinters? Y'all put it in the chat line. And if you and you'll know what I'm talking about if you're really sprinting. Do I have any sprinters? No sprinters. Do I have any fast-paced joggers? We have had a variety. As a team, you've had a variety. And that's cool. I'm just wondering if I got do I got anybody that's hitting? Yeah, individually. Yes, a few. Who? I want to know who the sprinters are. I got one sprinter that has hit 1,400 points. And so that means we got some opportunity. That means we have some opportunity for better. We have some opportunity for growth, because this will work if you work it. The numbers will increase if the activity increase. Asking about a sprinter is really just asking about the level of activity. Does that make sense? And so if we're in this 90-day massive action, how many of you have really felt the weight of the sacrifice in it? Somebody say, I'm fast walking. Okay. Fast walking. Let's get to sprinting. Because if this doesn't hurt, meaning if this is not taking a lot of sacrifice, if this is not putting a strain on everything else you have going on, if you don't feel the pressure,
you better preach,
of this massive action challenge, then we have not hit massive action yet.
Well, oh, excuse me. I cut you off, Coach Dan, because I got something to say about that.
And that's fine, because the thing is, this thing, when you're really in it, somebody said it's definitely taking a sacrifice, but I can do more. Thank you. I can sacrifice more. Thank you for your honesty. I'm fast walking. I can feel it. And then I want to know the feedback of your results. Those of you that's saying that I can feel it. Those of you that's saying you can feel the weight. Are you seeing a different result now than it was before you decided to take this step? In the results, someone said, yes. Yes, I can. Yes. Yes. So that's the point. Yes. If you're not up at midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, then y'all understand what I'm saying? Because that's literally what it takes when it's time to get into this massive action. And if you track, I can feel it, but definitely can do better. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your honesty. Remember, if better is possible, then good is not enough. Remember that. If better is possible, then good is not enough. Somebody say, I have reached 2 of my 3 goals for February. And I commend you for that. And that same somebody, Meredith, is a person that says she's fast walking. Now, I believe if she was sprinting, she would have hit all three. And so this is what we want to make certain that we're doing. We want to, let's not get away from what the goal is. The goal is massive action. The goal is to do something for the next 90 days, your head in the sand, that you would not normally do in terms of this business. The prospecting goals and piquing interest is there. And let me tell you what else Galaxy Note 10 will be there. As you continue to push and put those numbers in, here's what's going to happen. You're going to begin to see the results change for your favor. Now, it's one thing to say, Coach Dan, I'm sprinting and I'm not seeing any results. Then we got to check and see how you're sprinting to make certain you're sprinting the right way. But if you haven't gotten to sprint yet, if you still walking, if you still at a slow jog, if you just trotting along, then you're not going to see the results that massive action is supposed to get you. Does that make sense? Let's do better. And I thank you for everybody that put in there. Somebody said stressed out. And we don't want you to be stressed out, Cheryl. We don't want you to be stressed out. And I get it. But that's part of this process. That's part of the burn. That's part of the pain. And I'm telling you, you're one close away from relief. And here's the question. Are you being stressed out? STRESSED, or are you being stretched out? Meaning being stretched beyond your comfort zone, stretched beyond what is easy. And it feels like stress. But as soon as you come around that corner, and you will turn it, and I'm going to acknowledge that question, it will happen. So let's go with Miss Lady Gemini. Do you have a question?
I do. And I know you talked about this previously, but I am getting frustrated because I have an amazing team, and 8 of 10 of my team members are part-time, 2 are full-time, and my team is, I think we have some sprinters, we got some joggers, that we doing it for, the levels that they are at. But then I do have a couple of people that really are not producing, and I'm, the old me would be like, get off the team. But, I'm trying to be something. I don't know what I'm trying to be, but I'm trying to be something. But I need to know some advice, because it's not fair to other team members that are doing the lives, that are making the posts, that are doing the comments, that's making the calls, that's putting in the work, that are stressed out, that are, complying with what is being required. And I know every group is different, but what is being required. And then you got those that's sitting back in the cut, like it's just, a sunny day in Georgia or something. Like, this is not, like, why did you get in this? Why did you get in this competition if you wasn't gonna work? So anyway, I really do need some sort of suggestion, because it's not fair. It's not fair. And plus you're wasting my time and my energy. I don't have time to be reaching out to somebody who's not, that's more energy. I could be making a call or something.
So a couple of things. Thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate your candor and your honesty. And I love your passion. I love your passion. Here is our reality. One of the things to learn in this business, and in any business and in any organization, the likelihood of getting 100% participation of any team is probably about 1% of the time. 1% of the time, you'll get 100% of the participation. That's with anything. Most times they tell you you'll get 20% of the people to do, basically 80% of the work. And so that's part of that's part of leadership. Part of leadership is understanding that there's going to be people on your team that's not carrying the weight. Now, here's what I would do. Would I reach out? Would I keep them in the group chat? Yep, I'll keep them in the group chat for the information purposes. Would I have a conversation if they need me? Yes, I would. But if I have to choose between calling a prospect and calling them, after I've called them 4 or 5 times and they have not responded, I'm calling the prospect every time. And I'm going to focus on who is running and help them get to where they need to go. And I'm not going to leave anybody behind. They will leave themselves behind. I'm not going to leave them behind. They will leave themselves behind. But you have to know who's running and run with them. And those that are it's a difference between individuals that's putting in the work and not getting the results, and people that's just not putting in the work. You see what I'm saying? So I assure you that you're not by yourself. I assure you that every team that is represented in this challenge is challenged by 1 or 2 people that is not carrying the weight. All right? Don't let that frustrate you. That's just part of business. I got Negroes that I pay a salary to, and they don't carry the weight sometimes. You understand? This their job. They got 5 kids and don't carry the weight. And so it's a part of leadership. Welcome to leadership. And one of the challenges that we said in this is that we wanted to challenge you to take ownership of leadership. And it sounds like you're doing an amazing job. I commend you for doing what you're doing. And I'm certain with a leader like you, you have an amazing team. I'm going to now acknowledge Galaxy Note 10.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? This is Louis Winder. Hold on for a minute. I know we got some background. This is Louis Winder with Living Well. 2 things I'd just like to share. I mean, I don't know if you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Can you hear me, Dan? Okay.
Yes.
To the one that was just talking, Dan, one of the things I've learned in this industry, and that's fair the way that you, if I can say that, that's fair the way you feel. Because the one thing that happens with us as leaders in this type of industry, we know what this business can do for a person. And so what we tend to do a lot of times, it's always 2 types of people. There's the willing and then there's the needed. And a lot of times we as leaders, we get caught up spending more time with that needed person than that willing person. So I've learned I work with the ones that are willing, because I don't have a lot of time to pull somebody. It's easier for me to push you than to pull you along the way. So you can set those grounds with your team. You know, have them have a conversation with them. Hey, right now I'm here. I'm available for you, but I am planning on spending my time working with the people that are willing and not the people that are needed. I can come back and get you later. But right now, we have a 90-day goal. We're rushing through this thing. We're pushing. We all had goals that we had set. Now we need to move forward on that. And the other thing I wanted to share with you, Dan, when you talked about, you know, are we sprinting and all, one of the things that has been powerful for me, and I want to thank Dr. Ross for that, I mean, her incredible, and Dr. Rita, is that as Piers was talking last week, and, you know, like I said, I've been in this industry a long time, and a lot of us we get caught up in that sale and not listening. So ever since then, I'm starting to listen to that person. And a good example, a good friend of mine had called me, and I was trying to reach out to her, had called me the other day, and we got to talk in the conversation. I know some things that's going on with her family. So first thing I did is I went to Dr. Rita's health book on YouTube to find out what has she stated about this particular illness that these people have. They have sickle cell. And I wanted to find out, because I didn't want to get on there telling, hey, this is something that could help with that until I knew for sure. I listened to it. I got all excited about it. And I sent her the link, and it started with, I don't really know what you're doing right now, but whatever you're doing, please stop, take the time to listen to this video right now. She did call me back and said, I like it. I want to hear some more about it. And what I'm just saying, I just utilize the tools that we have there to do all the necessary work for us if we just learn to use those tools the proper way. Just it goes back to like the one was saying earlier that the person was asking, didn't have the right person talk to them on that three-way phone call. Sometimes, like Dan said, you move away from that and just go to the next level. So those are the tools. So back to this person, what they did is they simply said, hey, I like what I heard. And I asked them, what did you like about what you heard on there? And she gave me her 3 pointers. She said, 1, the product sounds like it's incredible. I do know about CBD. 2, she said the price point. Now that was comforting for me because when I look at it, didn't understand the CBD. I looked at, oh, my price is kind of high, but they gave me the confidence. Okay, we're not high. We're right in line. Because she said the product that she had been paying for was a lot more. Then she said, I like the opportunity that it seems to be a family working together about creating and changing health. And what we simply did, I then gave her one more video to look at because now I need her to see Wakana. Make a long story short today, we signed her up under the stimulus program. Immediately, again, using the system, because you heard me talk about the system, immediately I call my success coach. I don't call them upline. I don't call them sponsor. I call them success coach. Dr. Ross, got her on the phone and did a 3-way introduction and welcomed the person to the business. And that's the simple steps that just been doing. Now, again, when you ask I'm a sprint, so I would say that's the sprint because that's what I've been doing the last week, signed up a person. I just meet the person where they are and give them the tools and let them sell themselves. She actually sold herself to it. She said, I want to do it. My daughters want to do it. All I did is just led her to that. So I appreciate that. And the business is there. We just have to be willing to follow the system and follow the tools and that are there.
Thank you so much, Lewis. Thank you for sharing. Kendra, here I come to you in 1 second. I just want to make a note to what Lewis was saying. Notice a couple of things. He prepared himself. I think last Wednesday we talked about preparation during our Diamond Factory at 8 o'clock. He understood what her needs were, what some of her challenges were. It was sickle cell. So he went and did his homework to find out what is the expert saying from Wakana about how Wakana products can help sickle cell. And from that perspective, he then went back and said, hey, we talked, you have a problem, stop what you're doing and watch this video right now. He created urgency. He wasn't an order taker. He was an order maker. These are things that you want to hear. But he made the order based on what the client needed and or wanted. If I don't drink alcohol and a waiter continues to try to sell me the new drink, he's wasting his time no matter how wonderful and famous that drink is. I don't drink alcohol. Give me a Shirley Temple. Give me the most amazing Shirley Temple that you have. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you so much for sharing. Use the tools. Kendra, did you have a comment?
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, I had well, I'm looking for advice / an answer. So I know previously the person was talking about her team and not, her team kind of slipping or whatever, but I just wanted like clarification and just an answer to this. So I know it's not always going to be full participation, but what do you do if it's more of like a disrespect, like kind of like slandering, trying to make other team members do something opposite of what the team is supposed to be doing, even just doing a resolution to the problem, but it still seems like it's some type of residue, which makes it a negative impact more than a positive impact. I know for the massive action, it's supposed to be more of a personal goal setting, but it's also supposed to be a team thing. But letting people go and just, trying to just keep the energy on the team seems to be having an impact on everybody on the team as well. It's not really a motivating energy no more. So I'm just asking for like advice for that.
All right, I'm going to say back to you what I believe I heard. And what I believe I heard is there is an individual on the team that may be a little challenging and difficult, liking to do things their way, a little different than what the system is. And this individual, there has been an intervention where you or another leader have talked to this individual privately, come to some sense of understanding to bring to resolve. And then when it comes back to the group as a whole, it appears that this individual, in a more subtle way or passive aggressive way, is still sowing or causing discord, disharmony, and creating an environment that is no longer motivated or excited about the process.
Yeah, the individual turned individuals against the team. So now what used to be 10 people has been cut to 5. And based off my decision, it's just what the individual did to the other individuals.
So let me ask you this. Those 5 people that went with the other individual, they're still active, they're still rolling, but they're doing it differently than the 5 that you have, correct?
I don't even know. I've kind of been blocked or they've been ignoring me, so I don't know what they're doing, certainly.
So here again, taking ownership of leadership. You got 5 people 4 of the people with you that's rolling, correct?
Yes.
Keep rolling. Keep rolling. And I get it. This is supposed to be a team effort or what have you. At the end of the day, you have to take ownership of what you can do and what you do have. You can't control people. And if people have made a decision to do something different, then the reality of the situation is you got to shake the dust off your feet and keep on moving. During my Monday morning coaching call, I said there's 2 kinds of people. And I think I heard somebody say, maybe Lewis said it today, either you're pulling or you're pushing. If you're pulling people, that means you're exerting energy looking backwards and you're having very little effort and progress moving forward. If you're pushing people, that says that there's momentum that's going forward and everybody's winning. Put yourself in a position to win. Work with what you got and watch what you got work for you. And at the end, if you do what you're supposed to do with your 5, you still have won because you'll be better than you were before you started this 90-day massive action. Is that helpful?
Yeah, it's helpful.
Now listen, Kendra, let me say this because I hear the disappointment. I'm gonna tell you a secret.
I mean, it's not so much disappointment. It's just like a burnout, pretty much. Because I'm like the youngest on the team, and plus I'm in college, so I signed up for the responsibility of it. But at the same time, I'm going through stuff that shouldn't even be going through. It's stuff that, it shouldn't even be, being done. That's all.
Sure. And I can understand your frustration. Just as Miss Lady Gemini, I understood what she was saying. But this now is the test of leadership. It won't follow. It's like you said, I don't want you to get burned out trying to pull people that don't want to be pulled and that don't want to be pushed. So what you do is work with what you have and do the best with what you got, and be encouraged in knowing that when it was all said and done, you put your best foot forward, and understand that this is a test of leadership, not only in Wakana, but also in life. I like to look at these teams as track teams, and everyone doesn't run at the same pace. Oh, Dr. Diamond Mooney, that was good, sir. I appreciate that. Don't let others steal your joy. All right, Lewis said it. Who else we have? Yes, test of leadership begins with me. It does. All right. In anything else? And you know what? I've seen massive actions like this, you guys, where entire teams had fallen off. Because the reality is, once they get in it and really start pushing, some people just can't handle it. That's why it's massive action. Matter of fact, I think Miss Phyllis, if she was on this phone, on this call, she'd tell you, I told y'all, everybody that start with you won't finish with you. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Yep. You got to understand that. And we also said we're going to find out who the true leaders are. Can I tell y'all a little secret? The inability to follow shows the ineptitude to lead. Mm-hmm. So when you identify people that cannot follow, those are the same people that has the inability to effectively lead. We told you in the very beginning, this challenge was going to also show who the leaders are. And some of them, it shows who the leaders are by showing those that cannot follow, which tells us who the leaders are not. But at the end, I believe if everybody stay focused on the assignment, I believe if everybody stay focused on the activity, and you'll begin to continue to watch the results. And at the end of this journey, the goal is that you'll be better than you were before you started. Not only in business, not only in CV, but as a leader and ultimately in life. Can I tell you, we're teaching you. We're teaching you how to be successful in anything you do. We're teaching you how to have laser focus, regardless of your distractions. Put your head in the sand and go for a specified period and concentrated period of time. Give it all you got and watch what all you got can produce for you. Because what you got when you give it all is good enough. And you need to understand that. I get it. Some of us have fallen short of our goals. Some of us have lost a few team members along the journey. Some of us have done everything we think that we could have possibly done. But guess what? You could not have possibly done everything you think you could have possibly done. Why? Because it's just March 14th and we still got till May. So there's more that can be done. You got one more call that you can make. You got a few more videos you can send, and just continue to do the work and watch the work begin to work for you. All right? Hopefully that was helpful. It's 7:05. Dan, do you know about Miracle Morning Book and the 5-second rule book? I'm gonna be honest, I don't know, but I do know about a miracle morning. It may not be the miracle morning you're talking about, but every time I have a talk with Jesus in the morning, a miracle is produced because that increases my faith. And in my faith comes miracle.
All right.
All right, anything else? I'm getting ready to close out in 4 minutes. Anything else? I think this has been good. Thank you guys for these questions. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for your transparency. I promise you, you being honest in this moment is helping somebody else become better. You asking the question is helping somebody else become more knowledgeable. I appreciate you. Thank you for participating.
Coach Dan, before you go, I just want to clarify something because I thought about it once Naina asked about the Stephen Pierce information.
Sure.
It probably was not working because I remember Melissa saying it was only going to be on there for a certain period of time. And then it was going to be in the Success Academy. So that won't be a link that I can put on there unless she says to put it on there. But from what I understood, it was going to be in the Success Academy.
Dr. Roz, I just listened to that link tonight, so I still have it. And it was from the original email that Melissa sent.
Okay, well, until she cuts it off, that'll be the one. Okay, sure.
Anyone else?
Dan, I want to ask another question, and I'm sure I'm helping somebody with all these questions. What I want to ask is, now I, like many people, have already gone through my warm market. And because of the pandemic, I'm not really out there connecting with people like I normally would. So I have been attempting to use social media. And I've kind of done what Melissa has suggested, but my points are 0, 0, 0. And I'm just wondering, can you suggest a way that I could possibly approach social media, namely Facebook, and possibly get better results?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you're saying that and thank you for being honest, remember what I say all the time, it's not who you know, it's who you get to know.
Mm-hmm.
I say it all the time. If my children was in here, we just had a dad chat before we came online, and one of the things we were talking about is not who you know, it's who you get to know. So number one, the question becomes, when you exhaust your warm market, you got to get to know somebody else. I sold a, what do you call that thing? I sold a founder's pack to a roofer that was working on a project. He looked high, looked like he smoked weed. And I sold him a founder's pack right there, $1,500, right there on the spot. Didn't know him, just got to know him because I got to smell him. And I said, you like trees. So we took that and sold that to him. But to your next point, when it deals with how do you turn those zeros on your sheet under social media to actual points, just do what it says. Let me tell you a secret. Go find 5 Facebook groups that's centered around health.
Mm-hmm.
Go find so go to, matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right now with you. I'm gonna go to Facebook. Is this okay, everybody? Is it okay that I walk her through this real quick?
Yes.
We're gonna go to Facebook.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to Facebook right now. Now this is just live and in color. And I'm gonna go to the search bar and I'm gonna put in health and I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see what pops up under health. All right. So I got Health Digest, I got Healthcare Gov, I got Healthful Essence, I got Shake for Success. Now these are all the things that's popping up on mine. I got Balance Your Health with CBD. Let's see what that's about. So I'm gonna go there. Oh, that's Terry. Hey, Terry. That's Terry Anderson. Balance Your Health with CBD. Health and Nutrition. Let me go there. And so I'm gonna just join the group. I'm gonna ask if Ray of Hope Health Awareness can join the group. All right. So I'm gonna join 5 different health groups. Now I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna just put in, let's see what happens. CBD. How many people like CBD? So all I'm doing is putting in groups. I type in groups, I put something in there. Now, once I do that, I am going to join these groups, and then I'm going to make a comment, because that's what the sheet tell you to do. Make a comment on some of these groups that you join. Then when you make the comment, you get points for that. I'm going to go, and you can now send to a couple of your friends or make a few friend requests of people. Y'all know how Facebook recommends friends to you, but they're not your friends yet. But it's somebody that you went to school with back in the 30s, and you don't know how Facebook knew that you went to school with them back in the 30s, but they popped up on your line, on your Facebook page. Add new friends. Matter of fact, Nina, if you haven't tapped into your 5,000 yet, I want you to add 10 new Facebook friends. Do it tonight. Okay?
I can do that.
Yeah, do it tonight. And I think we even say on the activity sheet, delete 5 friends that you haven't had any engagements with.
Yeah.
Do that tonight.
And okay, Dan, but I want to also make people aware that there's a big scam going on Facebook, where people are contacting you with fictitious ways to get money, large amounts of money. So, you know,
Yeah, just say no. If it's too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true.
Right, of course I do.
Hey, Dan, can I add something to what you said to Naina?
Absolutely. Hey, Kathy, did you make it back safely?
Yes, we are back home safely in Columbia. So thank you. It was great to see you.
Likewise, likewise.
So one of the things that regularly works for engagement for me, Naina, is responding to people who responded to my latest post.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it could be a post about anything. I don't know if anybody else experiences this, but I will post something about an event, a product, a process, general CBD. I might get 1 or 2 hits. I made a post about some freaking avocados. I just posted avocados that I had just cut and taken the pit out. I had them in a bowl, nothing else. And I said, what should I make? I got like 50 responses. And so that gave me the opportunity to go back, and I'm still following up with those people. That was probably 2 weeks ago. But that gave me an opportunity to go back because people came out of the woodwork. I mean, people that I hadn't ever connected with on Facebook. I didn't even know they were my friends. But I knew them. You know, I had some sort of like high school or something like that. But my point is that some of the most benign things that you say can bring people out of the woodwork, and you can strike up a conversation with them. And I have had 4 of those people on presentations in the last couple weeks, in the last week, and then I have 2 more customers from that, and I still have people to contact. I've hit up every last one of them with, hey, how you doing? Thanks for responding to my post, or thanks for liking my post. How you been? Not everybody's responded, but the ones that have responded, I've been able to have continuous conversation with them. So that's a suggestion.
That's
Okay,
a
thank
great,
you,
great
Kathy.
suggestion,
Mm-hmm.
Kathy, for sharing. Dr. Tyus Crawford says, how do you handle Facebook group with rules of no promoting products or services? You don't promote products and services. So let me give you an example. And y'all know I'm a gummy guy. So I'll put on my Facebook page, man, I can't sleep tonight. And I ran out of gummies. I didn't promote a product. I didn't promote a service. I just said I ran out of my gummies. And people will inbox you and say, hey, what type of gummies you take for your insomnia? And I simply would just shoot them my link that does not have my name. And they go on and buy it because I told them it helps me sleep.
I got another one for that one too.
Go ahead.
because I'm in several of these groups that won't let you talk about products, and even the mention of gummies sometimes will get you in trouble. So, I mean, I know this might sound, it's a lot of steps, but if I'm going through the people in the group, I'm looking at who I might want to be my friend. And so I am sending out friend requests privately through Messenger. And what I say is, hey, Dan, your page came up as somebody I might like to know. After visiting and seeing some of your pictures, if you got somebody in common, like if y'all have mutual friends, that's a perfect end. I see we got a few mutual friends. But if we don't have mutual friends, I say, after visiting your page, I agree. I love your post about blah, whatever it was, right? I love your post about something. Let's keep in touch and then try to see if you can make a connection that way. So that works too.
Absolutely. Here it is, you guys. It's relationship, relationship, relationship. We want to build relationships. And you don't build a relationship by jumping in, going into trying to sell people something that you haven't built their ear for. You understand? Haven't built their ear, haven't tapped into their mind, haven't tapped into their heart, and you're just trying to sell them something. And so you will get caught. I don't really, Facebook wants you to pay for marketing and advertising. Some groups want you to pay for it as well. And so you obey that. You do what you're supposed to do and understand the rules of that group and make it more of a testimonial, not about a specific product, but a product type also. People are asking advice all the time. I'm gonna tell you where I thought you was going, Kathy. When you said they was talking about the avocados, let me tell you how I would have brought that conversation back. I would have said later on, wow, these are some great suggestions. Someone even suggested that I infuse it with CBD. What do you think?
I love that.
I would have went right back with it. I would have introduced, infused it with CBD and asking, what do you guys think? And then
like it.
Based on the feedback, I would have then did a live with some CBD. Now you guys said it, I should infuse with CBD. So I went and got me some CBD olive oil. I went and got some CBD seasoning, and I'm gonna try this and see what's happening. You see what I mean? And definitely, I mean, if you guys gonna spend the time out there, have fun with it. You create your own little cooking show off of that avocado post.
Coach Dan. Oh,
Hey,
sorry.
it's Crystal Diamond in the making, Robinson.
Hey, everybody. I just, you know me, I'm gonna throw in the follow-up, fortune and the follow-up. I think sometimes dealing with social media, Facebook or IG or whatever they're using, people aren't tracking those follow-ups. We got to track them. It's no different.
Absolutely.
That's all I want to say.
No. And I think, Kathy, you even mentioned you're doing a good job at maximizing, following up, engaging with those that engage with you, all of those things. I do this even in my in my company. If I need to talk to somebody, or I need somebody to do something for me that I haven't talked to in a while, the first thing I do is send them a message of, hey, how you doing? I'll wait till they respond before I ask them for something. And I engage in that conversation first. Because some people, they don't want to be sold, and they don't want to know that you called them because you want something from them. So you have to be authentic in your presentation of caring about their health and their wealth. And the only way you're going to do that is show through your questions that you care about them. Listen, if you care for people, people will begin to support and care for the things that you have. Lewis said it earlier. He cared about this girl with sickle cell. He cared enough that he didn't want to just come up with something and say, oh yeah, it'll work. He went and got the doctor's expert and then cared enough to send it to the person and say, listen, you need to listen to this right now. He showed care, compassion, concern. And that's what people want to feel when you're talking to them and when you're asking them for their money. How many of you ever want to give your money to bad customer service? Nobody. How many of you tip for bad customer service?
Don't know. You can believe me that they scrambling trying to figure out, do you know who it is? You know who it is? You know who it is? You know they want to know. Yeah. Everybody wants to know.
Patrick, you don't need it still.
Sorry.
You're good. I'm glad you didn't tell to spill the beans. All right. All right, you guys. Listen, this has been a wonderful time, at least for me. I hope it's been just as wonderful for you. Take this information, take all of the answers to the questions, take the insight, take the encouragement, take the motivation, and apply it to your tomorrow. Matter of fact, apply it to tonight and your tomorrow. And let's utilize these tools to build something great. Thank you so much. I'm going to get ready to close us out. Dr. Raj, you got anything you want to say to the people?
I'm good, Coach Dan. I said Dr. Dan, because you doctored on us tonight.
No, it's all good. All right, y'all, do me a favor. Be great. Talk to you later. Until next time, prosper.
All right, all of you, be good to yourselves. That way you keep being good to everybody else.
Thanks, Coach Dan.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.